Welcome back, everybody. Today's a special day, as recently I surpassed 500 subscribers. The number is 583 as of the time of this recording. So I decided, what do people normally do when they hit a milestone? Well, I've decided to have a giveaway. Now, I will admit that I'm closer to 600 subscriptions, so I was a little bit lazy. But let's get on with the stones for this giveaway, and we're going to start with this piece of meteor shower sunstone. Now, this sunstone came to me from Carlin at Carlin's Colorful Creations. Please go check out her channel. And you can see more about this piece in the video that will be linked in the description. And this is the first sunstone that I ever cut, and I think it turned out really well. It's a great stone. Next up are two stones that I cut from a piece of rough that I got from Justin Thomas at Black Opal Direct. Now this is white opal. It has bluish tones and hints of green in the larger stone, and the smaller stone has hints of red. Again, you can go check out these stones being created in the linked video. I think they're pretty little stones. They don't have a whole lot of color, but they sure make up for it in character. These two stones were also created from one piece of rough. Again, I got this piece of rough from Justin Thomas at Black Opal Direct. You can go see their creation at this video here. And the smaller one is a dark opal. It's backed with black potch, also a bit of sand. The larger stone is a dark crystal opal. While there is a bit of black potch on the back of this stone, it is primarily a dark crystal that makes it so dark. It's not quite a black opal, but at least you'll have a nice Australian dark opal in your collection. If you do happen to win and make jewelry out of this, I'd certainly like to see the results. Regardless, they're a nice pair to have and admire. Here we have the group with just lighting from the microscope, and here they are with that lighting plus indirect sunlight. Next up is this piece of sunstone rough. This is from the parcel that I got from Carlin at Carlin's Colorful Creations. Go ahead and check out her channel. Now I picked out a piece that I felt had the best chance of cutting a stone. There is a pretty big fracture, you can kind of see that there. That shouldn't matter. I think the stone will still hold together if you cut it as one stone. But it also has some really nice flash or aventurescence. Man, I can't say that. Aventurescence. Oh well, with practice. Anyway, it's a cool little stone, and maybe you could even cut it and make two smaller stones. Or you can leave it just as the specimen. Or you can actually take a hammer and smash it. I mean, it's going to be your stone. You can do whatever you like. Please don't smash this stone with a hammer. As a piece of rough, it weighs 4.3 carats. It's 12.3 by 9.2 by 5.9 millimeters. And this might be Oregon sunstone, but no information was provided when I got the parcel. So maybe it's Oregon, maybe it's from one of the many other areas where Sunstone is found. And here it is with the indirect sunlighting as well. As you can see, it's got some quartz, or whatever that is. I'm guessing it's quartz. So it lightens up the overall stone quite a bit, but you can see there's plenty of flash in this thing. That looks great. And in this next piece we have Opal, and you can see with the indirect sunlighting and without. And this is a very nice piece of rough I got also from Carlin. There is some sandy inclusions on one side. It's 2.75 carats, 15.9 by 11.1 by 5.4 millimeters. And this is Welo opal, or Wello opal, which comes from Ethiopia. Now, just as a piece of rough, this thing has some fantastic color. I mean, just look at that. Yellow, green, orange, hints of red. How can you not love that? And that's regular pumpkin orange right there. Personally, if I was cutting this stone, I would take all of that sand off the top and slice off the thinner part, and pretty much level off the bottom and then dome the rest. You'd probably get a nice fat opal or even a cushion cut out of this. I picked this particular stone because I thought it had the best chance of cutting a stone. It doesn't really seem to have any cracks in it. There's some cleavage areas on the flatter, shinier surface, and you can see those on the left. Up next is another piece of dark opal, also from Black Opal Direct. And as usual, this is from Lightning Ridge. It's got a nice blue color. There's a lot of sand. There's a few spots of cracking, chipping from the mining. It's got this black potch on the top, or what could be the top. But it also has some nice blue coloring. You can see a little bit of that sheen right here. Ideally, this could just be left as a specimen. It weighs 15.95 carats. It's 23.3 by 16.6 by 9.4 millimeters. And again, it's a Lightning Ridge rough. Personally, I would take the sand out, clean up all of the edges, and make a nice free form out of it. It's probably best as a picture stone, but you can only guess what lies in the middle of this thing. And my guess, more of the same, but you know, I'm wrong often. This next piece is something I got from Absolute Opals, and this was from a parcel of opalized fossil wood. And this piece is incredibly sandy, and it has many cracks, but it also has this nice blue sheen. This is probably left as a specimen. I doubt it would clean up enough to be stable. This stone is 1.9 carats. It's 10 by 7.9 by 5 millimeters. It's Lightning Ridge material. That's fossilized wood with opal replacement. So close up you can see exactly how much sand is in this. All those cracks. The orange and green and red color there is the result of the fracture. None of those colors are present anywhere else in this stone. This next group are all stones that I bought from random gem parcels when I used to buy parcels from Jewelry Television. Jewelry Television. Yes, it's still a thing. Now in the top row here on the left, I do know that's peridot. For the middle and the right stones, I'm not sure on that. Those were basically just random mixed parcels. They're likely garnet, topaz, zircon, possibly spinel. I'm going to bet they're probably topaz. None of these stones are particularly perfectly cut. I think they were all stones that were used by people learning, and I think they're settable. They're not perfect. Most of them are also either chipped, cracked, scratched, or have inclusions. Some of the chipping and scratching could have actually resulted from the fact that all of these gems were just pretty much parceled into a box and shipped around. And of course, harder stones contacting softer stones is no bueno in any circumstance. This view is with the indirect sunlight, and this view is without. And here we get a closer look at all three of these gems. You should be able to spot the inclusion in the top of this one pretty easily. I do love the green in peridot, I will admit. The girdling and faceting of these stones is actually pretty good. The smaller stones, not so much, but I do appreciate the difficulty of trying to facet such a small stone. I wouldn't even be able to do one of these without a lot of practice first. The yellow-orange of this stone is absolutely gorgeous. And here we see the bluish crystal, and you can see hints of the inclusions there. It will become more apparent when I turn it over. I like the fact that you can see my fingerprints even though the stone really isn't oriented with my finger behind it. The faceting has done a very good job of bending all that light. So sparkly. In the middle row of the group, on the far left is an emerald. And I know it's an emerald because it came from a parcel that was strictly emeralds. Although even in a random mix, I probably could have sussed out the fact that it's an emerald. That middle round red one, well, I think that is a garnet. And the one on the right, that small heart-shaped, I believe is amethyst. Now I do have a refractometer, but I've never practiced using it much, and even then, I could only narrow it down to a very narrow range of stones. There's more to identifying stones than just that. Here is the picture without the indirect sunlight. In the close-ups, you can see this emerald has really nice green color. It has a lot of inclusions there. It's not very transparent, which is okay. And there are cracks in it, but emeralds are known for having lots of cracks. In the red stone, it's very dark red. I want to say it's blood red. I'll let you decide once you get the stone. It's a slippery little beast. I really should have had the light brighter for these. Up next is the tiny heart-shaped amethyst. It looks more bluish with the microscope lighting. And you can see that it's not a perfect heart, but it's heart-shaped. And it's really a beautiful stone. The last two stones in the group, I also know what they are. The darker one on the left is a sapphire, and the red one on the right is a ruby. Again, these were both from dedicated parcels of each type of stone. and not in any of the randomly mixed parcels. This sapphire is more black than anything else. And this one really does look like it was cut by someone that was still a novice. No disrespect. Tiny stones are incredibly difficult to cut. And here is the ruby. And most certainly this one has fractures, and it is probably treated and filled. But it's a cool little stone, and you actually could make a ring out of this one. But now you can say you have an emerald, a sapphire, and a ruby. And the last two stones, also from parcels that I bought. And the orange one is definitely orange spessartite garnet, and the one on the right is definitely tanzanite. I particularly love the orange color of the spessartite. That's just dynamite. And tanzanite is fairly rare, so having a piece of that is kind of cool. This spessartite throws so much light back at you. It's almost like a headlight. It's also a slippery little beast. Lastly, the pear-shaped tanzanite. Boy, these are hard to hold on to. So, how do you win this giveaway, you ask? Well, to enter, simply count the number of times the words "Boom Schiller" appear in the video and leave it in a comment in this video.
Way to make it difficult, Opal guy.
Note to self, buy off switch for OpalBot. After an unreasonable period of time, I will write down the names of everyone who correctly guessed and assign a number to each, and then I will randomly pick a winner. If only one person guesses correctly, then obviously they win. Good luck, everyone, and happy counting. So that's it. That's the giveaway. You know how to enter now, so get to it. Don't worry, I'll probably only wait until Easter to go see who's guessed correctly, so you have about a month. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you watching my channel and liking my videos, and I hope to see more and more of you in the future. Until next time.